Good communication skills are key to audit success. Auditors must share their findings clearly with the auditee, senior management, and the audit committee so that everyone understands the issues and takes the right action. Auditors should present findings factually and objectively, focusing on business impact rather than blame. Example: instead of saying, "The IT team failed to secure user accounts," the auditor can say, "Weak password settings increase the risk of unauthorized access. Implementing two-factor authentication can reduce this risk." Effective auditors also need negotiation and conflict resolution skills. Sometimes an auditee might disagree with a finding or feel it paints their department badly. The auditor should listen, clarify misunderstandings, and use evidence to explain why the issue matters. Example: if a procurement officer argues that system access reviews are unnecessary, the auditor can calmly explain how regular reviews prevent fraud or data misuse. Audit recommendations should always be practical and cost-effective, so management can implement them easily. Example: recommending a low-cost automated approval workflow instead of a full system replacement. Finally, auditors should discuss results with auditee management first to confirm accuracy and understanding before escalating to senior management or the audit committee. This builds trust, reduces tension, and improves cooperation. In short, clear communication turns audit findings into useful improvements, not just reports. An audit report is the main document that communicates the auditor's findings and opinions to management and other stakeholders. It must be clear, factual, and well-organized, so readers can understand what was reviewed, what was found, and what actions are needed. The report usually starts with an introduction section. This part explains the audit objectives, what the audit aimed to achieve, scope and period, which departments, systems, or time frame were reviewed, and methodology or guidelines used, such as CISA, COBIT, or ISO standards. It also describes the audit approach, such as interviews, system walkthroughs, or data analysis. Example: this audit reviewed the IT access control process from January to June 2025, using COBIT 2019 as a framework. Next is the overall audit conclusion or opinion, which summarizes the auditor's professional judgment. It might state whether the controls were effective, partially effective, or weak. Example: overall, the organization has adequate access control processes, but improvements are needed in user access reviews. The audit findings section then lists areas where controls were adequate and where they were inadequate. This helps management see what is working well and what needs attention. Finally, the detailed findings and recommendations section provides specific issues, their root causes, risks, and practical recommendations for improvement. Example: finding: inactive user accounts were not disabled on time. Risk: potential unauthorized access. Recommendation: automate user deactivation after 30 days of inactivity. In summary, a well-structured audit report tells a clear story: what was checked, what was discovered, and how management can strengthen controls. After completing the audit, the IS auditor decides what information should be included in the report. This means summarizing the key findings, highlighting risks, and making clear, practical recommendations that management can act on. Once the audit report is issued, it is the responsibility of auditee management, the department or process owner being audited, to carefully review the report. They must prepare a response that outlines the corrective actions they will take to fix the identified issues. Each corrective action should include a realistic implementation date to track when the issue will be resolved. Example: if an audit finding shows weak password controls, IT management might commit to implementing multi-factor authentication by December 2025. However, implementation may not happen immediately because of factors like budget limits, staff availability, or technical challenges. In such cases, the IS auditor should discuss and agree on a timeline with management to ensure there's a clear commitment to address the issue. Example: if a new system patch requires additional funding, The auditor and IT manager can agree on a phased plan for completion once funds are approved. This collaboration ensures accountability. Management knows what must be fixed and when, while the IS auditor monitors progress to confirm that all agreed actions are implemented and risks are reduced. Audit documentation is the record of all the work an auditor performs during an audit. It shows what was planned, what was done, and the results achieved. It should include planning and preparation details, such as defining the audit scope and objectives. For example, if an IS audit is done on a bank's online system, the scope might cover data security and transaction accuracy. A description or walkthrough of the audited process helps auditors understand how systems work in practice, like observing how staff process loan applications. An audit program lists the steps and methods used during the audit. Audit steps and evidence gathered might include reviewing access logs, system reports, or test results. If other auditors or experts, for instance, cybersecurity specialists, assist, their contributions must be documented. The file should also contain audit findings, conclusions, and recommendations, clearly linked to each tested control or issue. All documents must have identification and dates, ensuring traceability, and a copy of the final audit report should be attached. Lastly, there should be evidence of supervisory review, showing that a senior auditor has checked and approved the work, confirming its accuracy and completeness. This documentation ensures transparency, accountability, and provides a reliable reference for future audits. An IS auditor's job doesn't end after the audit report is issued. It continues with follow-up to make sure management has taken the agreed corrective actions. Without follow-up, even the best audit findings lose their value because the same issues might repeat. For example, if an auditor identifies weak password controls during a bank's IT audit and recommends enforcing strong password policies, a follow-up is needed later to confirm the policy has actually been implemented and users are complying. A formal follow-up program helps the IS auditor track each issue, check progress, and verify whether corrective measures were completed effectively. This may involve reviewing updated procedures, checking system configurations, or interviewing staff. The auditor should then communicate follow-up results to the appropriate management level, highlighting which actions are completed, delayed, or still pending. This process ensures accountability, continuous improvement, and demonstrates that audit recommendations are making a real difference to risk reduction and control effectiveness in the organization. The type of IS audit report an auditor prepares depends on the audit engagement and the reporting requirements from IS audit and assurance standards. Each report focuses on a specific area of technology or control. For example, a general controls audit report covers overall IT governance, access control, and backup procedures, like checking how a bank manages user accounts and data recovery. An application controls audit report reviews specific systems, such as payroll or billing applications, to ensure transactions are complete, accurate, and authorized. An IT security audit report assesses how well an organization protects its systems from unauthorized access, malware, and data breaches. A compliance audit report checks whether the organization meets legal or regulatory standards, like PCI DSS for card payments or data protection laws. A data privacy audit report ensures personal data is handled according to privacy rules, while a cybersecurity audit report focuses on identifying vulnerabilities and assessing incident response readiness. Risk assessment audit reports analyze and rate the organization's exposure to IT risks, and post-implementation audit reports evaluate new systems or projects after rollout to confirm they meet intended goals. Third-party audit reports review outsourced vendors or cloud providers to ensure they maintain strong security controls. Finally, a management letter summarizes key findings and recommendations in clear language for executives, helping them make informed decisions about improvements and next steps.